Hey, what's going on everyone? MONADO Max here, and today we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch. Now, the Nintendo Switch has been talked a lot about this year, mainly due to the fact that the Switch 2 we all thought was going to come out this year, and now it's being reported that it may or may not actually be coming out this year. And a lot of people have been pointing out that there has not been many Nintendo Switch games this year, which many thought that the case behind that would be because of the Switch 2 coming out this year. Now there's no Switch 2 most likely, and everyone is talking about the fact that the Switch has not had any big releases this year. However, while that may be true, I found some amazing upcoming Nintendo Switch games that will be dropping this year that I think all of you guys should be on the lookout for, that will hopefully fill that big gap where of us not having many Switch games, these games will come in and fill the gap. We do have stuff from Nintendo, stuff from third-party developers, mainly third-party developers. I think you guys are going to like the list that we have here, because one of these I am really excited to talk about. So without further ado, let's get into this amazing list that I have prepared for you. Coming in number 7 is Mina the Hollower. Now this looks like it's going to be coming out this year from what we've gathered from their whole Kickstarter and all of that. This is coming from Yacht Club Games, the developers of the Shovel Knight series. And from my understanding, this is the first game that they are developing that isn't Shovel Knight related. I know they had Cyber Shadow, but from what I was told and my understanding, Yacht Club Games just published Cyber Shadow. They didn't actually develop that game. This is going to be the first IP that Yacht Club Games is doing on their own that isn't Shovel Knight. And if you know what Yacht Club Games is, you know Shovel Knight, they've been developing loads of Shovel Knight games. And this is going to be heavily inspired by those like Game Boy Color classic games. Got a little bit of mixture of Castlevania in there. This is a game that I think a lot of people are going to love. Now, I will say, it hasn't been announced what platforms this game is coming to, but with Yacht Club Games being the type of developer they are, they know that the Switch is one of their most important systems to have games for, and they're definitely going to put this on the Switch. It's definitely going to happen. This is going to be a huge game to be playing on your Nintendo Switch. I think a lot of people are going to be talking about this game once it releases, and it wouldn't surprise me if it gets talk of being a Game of the Year contender. Because when Shovel Knight released back in 2015, that game was heavily talked about as a Game of the Year contender because of how great it is. I am very excited for this because I could just see this being another classic that Yacht Club Games produces, and honestly, maybe it's going to be just as big as Shovel Knight, which would be huge. Shovel Knight is such an iconic indie game character. To have yet another big indie game character coming from Yacht Club Games, I just see so many good things coming from this game, and I can't wait for it to release this year. Alright, coming in number 6. I am very, very excited for this one too, mainly due to the fact that there's so many people that have not had the opportunity to really play this game, and I think this is going to be the opportunity that brings life into this game, where so many new faces will be able to experience an actual good Sonic game.
Wait a second, those don't exist?
That game being a Sonic Shadow Generations. I think it's called Sonic Cross Shadow Generations or Sonic X Shadow Generations. Kind of a weird title. I mean, I know why they're putting Shadow in the title, because Sonic Generations, while this is going to be a remaster of Sonic Generations, they're going to be adding a ton of Shadow content. You can play as Shadow, there's going to be like a Shadow story mode. Sega has come out and said that this is going to be the year of Shadow, which makes sense because Shadow is going to be in the Sonic movie that will drop later this year. This is one that is confirmed to come out for the Nintendo Switch, and I think Sonic Generations is one of the best Sonic games out there. And I know so many people that have not been big fans of the 3D Sonic games of recent, which I think is fair to say. I think Frontiers was alright, it was good. I think it was a step in the right direction, but everything before that has been rough. You know, Lost World, I think Lost World's a little underrated. Colors was pretty good. I think the Remastered was not great, so hopefully the Generations Remaster doesn't follow the same pattern of that. I don't know why Sega is releasing all these 3D Sonic games and won't release Sonic Adventure to modern day consoles. That's the weirdest thing to me, and seems like the easiest money move from Sega to do, but they must have some sort of plan. Either way, this is going to be a great game nonetheless, and if you haven't experienced this game, It's gonna be great. I am excited for it to come out too because finally Coleman can play Sonic Generations. Coleman will be like, oh, I've played Sonic Generations. That game sucks. He's a big Sonic gamer. But his Sonic Generations was on the Nintendo 3DS. He didn't experience Sonic Generations. This is gonna be huge, and I can't wait for so many other people to experience a really good mixture of 3D, 2D Sonic. This is gonna be good, and I'm interested to see what they're doing with this shadow content. Coming in number 5 is something that I did not expect to ever get announced, and let alone this year. But Epic Mickey is coming back. Epic Mickey Rebrush is coming to the Nintendo Switch later this year. I believe THQ is developing the Switch version or something of the sorts, and the Purple Lamp's doing the other versions of the game. I am very excited for Epic Mickey to be making a comeback because Epic Mickey is a really good game. It's unfortunate if you look into the history of what went wrong with the sequel and how we were never going to see any more Epic Mickey games, and then this comes out of nowhere like 10 years later, over 10 years later. It was a very unexpected announcement considering just the history surrounding Epic Mickey. A lot of people thought that this game was just done. The series was done, nothing was going to come about it. No one will use the IP, that type of stuff. Then they're making a remake to it. So that's going to be really exciting if this sells well. I expect they're going to do it towards Epic Mickey 2. And if that sells well, maybe we get Epic Mickey 3. I don't know, that there's just such a disappointing history surrounding what happened with Epic Mickey 2 that I don't see them doing Epic Mickey 3. But who knows? Who knows? Let alone it's coming to the Nintendo Switch. It will be an exciting title to have. It's probably coming out around this Christmas season too. So that's going to be a big one to have Christmas season if you guys are looking for Switch games to buy. Huge game, definitely look out for that one. Ooh, now this one's gonna be exciting to talk about because this one kind of crazy if you know the history surrounding the development team. However, the game that we're gonna be talking about is Bow Path of the Till Lotus, coming in number 4. Now, looking at this gameplay, you're going to see a lot of similarities to some of the biggest indie games out there right now that have come out. You're going to see inspirations from Celeste, Hollow Knight, anything out there that was a Metroidvania, you're going to see very inspired by into this game. This game was inspired by so many indie games. But what makes this even more interesting is it's a Metroidvania. But you guys know who is developing this Metroidvania game. It is the another Metroid 2 remake development team. If you guys don't remember about that one, everyone talked about how great that fan-made remake was of Metroid 2. Fortunately, it got taken down, and there was an uproar for that just because of how great it was, and everyone talked about how great that development team is. They are now getting their hands on this, which is going to be probably have some inspiration of Metroid in there, considering it's a Metroidvania. And yeah, I am very excited to see what comes out of this. This is really cool that they get their hands on something, and I think a lot of people are going to be very excited for this. I'm just surprised not a lot of people are talking about this game, considering how much that remake was talked about. I would have thought that their own game would have been talked about by so many outlets, but no one's covering this. This is going to be a huge game, and I think a lot of people are going to be picking this up once they realize the history surrounding this game, and I hope it's a big release for them. So I have to put this on the list because while, I mean, it is coming from Nintendo, it's hopefully not the biggest thing that Nintendo's coming out with this year. It's still a very big deal if you think about it. Coming in number 3 is Paper Mario the Thousand-Year Door. This game is getting remade. Now, a lot of people are going to be very excited about this one because finally, Paper Mario fans that have been wanting a game like Thousand-Year Door can finally play Thousand-Year Door for the first time. There's been so many people talking about how great this game is, and they've never played it. I'm pretty sure my friend Jackson was like getting ready to cry over the announcement of this game, and I don't think he ever played it before. Coleman can correct me about what the whole Jackson and Paper Mario Thousand-Year Door thing is. That's kind of crazy. And I mean, Jackson's not the only one. Everyone's kind of like that. Either way, it's kind of like Persona 5. When Persona 5 got announced for the Switch, it was one of those things that, wow, Persona 5 fans can finally play their favorite game for the first time ever. That's kind of what I look at Paper Mario Thousand-Year Door. I am excited for it because I've never properly played a Paper Mario game. I played Paper Mario Sticker Star. I played Paper Mario Origami King. I'm gonna let that silence after I said that make you think about what I thought of the game of Paper Mario Origami King. And that's it. And I know those games are not good. I thought Sticker Star was alright, but like I said, that was my first Paper Mario game. A lot of people hated that one because it's nothing like the other Paper Marios. So very excited to have this on the Switch, a remade version of the game, because I wanted to play ThousandYear Door, but if you look at the prices of the GameCube game, Jesus Christ, it's like over $100 for a GameCube game. That's ridiculous. But now they're remaking it, and it's going to be great. I'm excited to play it. I think it looks very beautiful. This is a big release for many. I just hope that it's not the only big release that Nintendo has, but it's still a big release nonetheless for this year, and one that you should definitely be looking to get. Number 2 is also coming from Nintendo. It's the last one from Nintendo, but this is one I am really looking forward to. Endless Oceans, they're getting a new game. This is one that was how the Direct ended last time, which I guess really shows that we're not getting much this year if the Direct ended on Endless Ocean. However, I am excited for this because of what they've already shown. This looks like a very peaceful game. The exploration in this game for the Switch looks like it is going to be amazing. It looks like it is going to be the No Man's Sky, but for ocean games. I am very excited for that. And the fact that it has online multiplayer where you can play up to 30 people, that's going to be really fun. The only disappointing thing about that is I have no friends that are going to want to play this game. It is just going to be me by myself playing Endless Ocean, which sucks. I really want to play the whole 30 people. That sounds so fun. All of us exploring the ocean, seeing whatever is going to happen in this game. I am pumped for this. I mean, I shouldn't be pumped, but I just feel like this is going to be such a good game, such a peaceful game, especially if you have a lot on your mind. This is going to be the perfect game to just throw onto your Switch, taking it on the go. I just can't wait for this. This is probably a really big game for me. Probably the #1 thing that I'm most looking forward to from Nintendo themselves. Coming in #1 is one I'm really excited for that I have not talked about on the channel, but this is going to be a huge game, I feel like, once it releases. Coming in #1 is Rugrats Adventure in Gameland. This is coming from Limited Run out of nowhere. I was not expecting for this to be announced. I think it was last year when this got announced. Looks so good. Look at the graphics of Rugrats. This looks like it is going to be a really good game. It is a remake, from my understanding, from the one that's on NES. And the thing that Limited Run's doing is you're going to be able to play the old one and the brand new HD remake graphics, whatever you want to call that. And it just looks so colorful. It looks so fun. Platforming. I loved Rugrats as a kid, and I know that this game was really good on the NES. I believe if it's the game that I'm thinking of. I've never played a Rugrats game, but this is a good Rugrats game. It's going to be a huge release once it drops, and everyone that's been playing the demo at like PAX East, for example, everyone's been talking about how great the demo was. That gets me excited, and I just cannot wait. Limited Run's doing the physical release. Also, this should be very exciting and hopefully opens the door to other future games that NES, or not NES particularly, but stuff that Nickelodeon themselves have made that gets remade in today's graphics or whatever. Like the old Nicktoons games, I would love for them to remake those. Nicktoons Unite, Battle of the Toy Bots, oh my gosh, that would be so cool if they did that. Or Battle for Volcano Island, oh my gosh, that would be so cool. Infinite possibilities there. Nonetheless, I can't wait for this, and this is definitely a day one pickup for me, and I think it's just overall going to be a great release for everyone, and everyone's going to enjoy playing it. Well guys, that is 7 games that you should be looking forward to getting for the Nintendo Switch that is upcoming into this year. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Is there anything I missed out on? What are you looking forward to coming out for the Nintendo Switch this year out of what's already announced for this year? I don't want anyone being like, Metroid Prime 4, haha! That's not probably coming out this year. I mean, it's not slated for 2024, so I don't feel like we should use that as a thing that we're looking forward to. Only stuff that we know that's for sure coming out this year. Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know what you're excited for out of what I talked about and all that good stuff. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button, like the video, check out the YouTube page. We make amazing content on the shorts. Also, we did a shorts live stream. You guys loved that. We had a big crowd over there. I don't know when this is coming out, but I'm going to be doing a short stream Probably in Times Square when I go to New York. I don't know if this is coming out after New York though, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know when this is coming out because we're so advanced into our recordings that, yeah, I haven't even gone to New York yet. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. Make sure to check out all the amazing videos that we're making because we are really making great content. Come on MONADO Marine, $5 a month. Check out the Twitter, Discord, everything in the description below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Whew. I don't know why my throat is doing this. I just got sick last month and now my throat is like this again. It's just my throat though. I don't know. This is weird. I hope this is gone by the time I go to New York.